Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks to The Hungry Gamers, back with another mini review, and today we are talking about Tapestry and its expansion, Plans and Ploys. Now, I know that this feels like way late, and you're correct, it is way late. So the fine folks over at Stonemaier Games were kind enough to send me a copy of Plans and Ploys shortly after it came out, and I know that you realize that there was actually another expansion for Tapestry already out. And unfortunately, what happened was this was right around, well, it was in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic, and at the time I had that lovely little pod that we were with. But then I had to go back to school, and that just blew that thing up. And it wasn't until very recently that I was able to get back together with the person who actually has the base game and was interested in playing, and then I was able to actually get enough people together to play with Plans and Ploys. And I was also able to play with another group the game as well, and a while back I'd actually played solo for a little bit. But point being, it took a really long time for me to get to that. So to kind of open this up to make it a little more useful to people, because as I said, there's another expansion out there, I'm going to wrap in Tapestry itself as well. Now, very briefly, Tapestry is billed as a civilization-style game in which you're going to create your civilization as you see fit. Now, in reality, what it is it's more of a game about 4 different tracks that you're moving up. And as you're doing that, you're going to have a different society that is yours, that has its own game-breaking power that you're dealing with. And as you're going through each round, you'll take whatever resources you collect and use those to move up these different tracks. And as you move up these 4 different tracks, you're going to unlock things, which will ostensibly make your society better. And at the same time, you have a little sideboard, and that's your city. And in your city, you're going to be getting small buildings, which you're going to take off your board, which are going to give you more resources every turn, and putting them out there. And also, there are these large monument pieces that if you're the first person a certain distance up the track, you'll get to take that building and put it on your board. And what you're doing with that is you're trying to complete little squares, which will give you more resources, and then rows and columns, which will wind up giving you points, and then some of the different races or societies that you have may give you additional bonuses depending on what you do there. In the overview of each turn after the first is you're going to play a Tapestry card. You will have collected at least 1 Tapestry card every turn, and that is going to give you some kind of bonus for the next era that you are playing through. It might just be points, it might be something where when someone else moves up a track, you get to get that bonus also. It might be no one can move up a certain track for X amount of rounds or whatever it might be, and on and on and on. And each thing will essentially be connected to some kind of thing you might see in a civilization. Maybe you've developed democracy, maybe you are a dictatorship, whatever. But then you're just simply spending your resources to go up these different tracks. And as you do in many of these games, trying to find ways to get more resources as you go up to prolong each of your eras. Then once you're done with all of your resources, or you choose to move on, you put down another Tapestry card, you take whatever bonus that is, and you start your next era. And after the 5th round, you will wind up scoring your final score, and whoever has the most points are going to win. Now, what's interesting is you go at your own pace, so it's possible for somebody to actually be done and finished with the game 20 minutes before somebody else if they are going slower through each era. And the only other thing I need to mention is there is a central board, which is your society on the board, and you're kind of slowly spreading out there. And to spread out there, you're going up at the exploration track. That lets you put out more tiles onto the board, which will give you bonuses and points, as you can imagine. And then up the military track, which is going to allow you to conquer different tiles. And you can interact with each other a little bit, but not a ton. And each tile can have up to 2 societies ever present on it. One society controls it, and the other one has been toppled, and you literally topple over the piece. Now, what the Plans and Ploys does is it basically just gives you more societies to deal with. New powers. It comes with a little bit of errata for some of the old societies, changes things up a little bit. It comes with some new monuments. It comes with some cards that give you a public goal that you're working towards. Usually it has to do with your city. Have X amount of things on your city, and you get this special monument you get to put out on your board. And then it comes with some quality of life improvements. The best one being little tokens that you put onto the tracks. So once someone has claimed a monument, they actually come off the track and you can see it has already been claimed a little bit easier, and then a bag for all the land tiles. So what do I like about this game? What I like the most about Tapestry is it's relatively quick once you get into it. There's only a few actions you can take. You're literally just managing these 4 tracks. And it is shockingly satisfying as you get into later turns and suddenly you're finding ways to extend your turn and extend your turn and keep getting more things. And it is a really fun thing to kind of puzzle out what you're going to do, which tracks on your personal board you're going to try to open up, and then to take those and then figure out the best way to put them on your city to maximize the bonuses you can get over there as well. Additionally, I really like that all of the different societies have completely game-breaking powers, or at least it feels that way, and I always love that. Everybody feels overpowered, therefore nobody is overpowered, and I always enjoy that. And on that note, I'll say that I played a game recently where a buddy of mine had worked out a combination where he kept getting new society cards, and at the end of the game he had 4 or 5 different societies that were his, so he had all these different powers. And we thought for sure he was going to run away with the game. He didn't. He actually lost significantly. And I think that's very, very cool. Within its ridiculous unbalance, the game is somehow balanced overall, I think. And so I do enjoy that. And the next thing I really enjoy is I enjoy the look of the game. It's a nice looking game. Those big old rubbery monument things are really cool to look at. They're fun to put down on your board. It's fun to do the board. All of that I think is really, really cool. The different tapestry powers that you can get, those can sometimes just be really, really cool and really, really fun and really, really satisfying. And I think all of that really does come together into a lighter than expected, quick, fun game that it's just an enjoyable experience to sit down and do it. Then when we bring in the Plans and Ploys, I think those quality of life bonuses I think are very good. I think the bag's lovely. I love those little tokens, as I said. I think the little card bonuses that you have are something interesting to kind of gives you a direction to go, maybe if you're feeling a little bit directionless. I think all of that works really well. It's really just kind of more of the same, which is either a good or a bad thing, kind of depending on your point of view. So what are my quibbles with the game? And first off, I'll say I don't actually have any quibbles specifically with Plans and Ploys. I think all of the things that I'm going to say here are from just Tapestry as a whole, and Plans and Ploys does nothing to fix any of them, with the exception of I no longer will talk about not having the little tokens so you know which of the different monuments have been claimed off of the tracks. And the first thing is, it doesn't feel at all like I'm making a civilization. None. Zero. Even to the point where you don't even get that weirdness that you get in like a Through the Ages, where like, I'm going to space, yet I've only developed coal and bronze technology. You don't even really get that. If you look real closely at your personal player board, you'll see, oh, I developed tabletop games. Oh, I've developed email. Oh, I've developed food printing. I don't know what food printing is, but you can develop it. But really, it's about tracks. It's about moving up tracks, and it's about managing your board. And so for people who are really into civilization games, you're not going to actually get that here. You're not. It feels much more mechanical than that in a way that's kind of fun. I actually enjoy it, but it's very mechanical. And so you have to be into this track movement and a little bit of the area control. It's not a lot of area control to really enjoy what's going on in this game. Next thing is, it's decently multiplayer solitaire. Yes, you can interact on the main map, on that board. It is possible to interact there, but you don't have to. If someone's going to come after you and you don't want that to happen, you can go the other direction, and it will be a challenge for them to get to you. They will have to focus a lot of their energy to do that, which might be detrimental to their game plan. And even if they do mess with you, it doesn't really matter that much. It'll cost you a few points at the end of the game, but not a lot. So it's more multiplayer solitaire than you might be expecting when you look at the board. The next thing I'll say is, even though the production of the game is lovely and it's always nice to kind of touch it and feel it and play with it, there are a couple of things. The first one is those big monuments, the bases don't fit exactly. It shows you that this base should cover these 6 squares in the 3x3 part of the grid that you have. But the actual base, when you put it on there, it doesn't actually cover that. Sometimes it covers a little more, sometimes it covers a little less, and that is exceedingly annoying. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why? It's such a lovely production. Just do it right. I don't get it. It makes me angry. See, I'm angry. This is me angry, right? Because it takes something that should be so simple. Just look at what you've done, and you have to actually stop and think about it. Can I actually put this piece here? Hold on. Let me look at the space on the board, which shows me exactly how many squares this is. That one lines up over here, and that is just silly. It's just a total huge miss. It makes me grumpy. And the next thing is, though I enjoy the Tapestry cards and I enjoy the variety within them, some of them are way better than others. They just are. Some of the Tapestry cards are really, really good, at least in the limited number of plays I've had, where others are just, they're fine. And that can be a bad feeling when somebody else is playing awesome card after awesome card, getting these huge, what feels like game-changing powers or bonuses, and you're getting, here's 5 points. It's kind of a bad feeling. And I get it, it keeps the kind of the suspense alive as you're not sure what cards you're going to get, what cards other people are getting, but that might be something that bothers you. And there you have it, folks. That is Tapestry and Plans and Ploys. I think if you're looking for a deep civilization experience, this is not it. If you're looking for something that is just mechanically just enjoyable to do, and everyone's going to be overpowered in their own way, and there's some cool little toys to play with, and some fun resource management, and some fun kind of spatial puzzles going on, then this is a game that is worth checking out. I enjoy it. I would not turn down a game of Tapestry. Almost ever. Yes, there's some people I would never play this game with, because if you're going to be sitting there and staring at the tracks forever, there could be some serious AP going on. But overall, I would not turn down a game of it. I think it is an enjoyable experience, very light on theme, if there's really anything there. But beyond that, if that sounds interesting to you, then you should really check it out. And if you are going to check it out, then I definitely think you should also get Plans and Ploys. It is only a benefit to the game. And if you think you're going to enjoy the game, then you're going to want these extra races that come with it and the extra bonuses that it has. So there you have it, folks. That is Tapestry from Stonemaier Games. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.